Welcome to another episode of Chef Ivan Chan MasterClass podcast. Well, I guess everybody in Nova Scotia have been feeling the heat in the past week or so. So I actually have two of my good friends, and I mean, they are the best I know in the industry, and introduce everybody what to do, what to eat, and how do you travel around in Nova Scotia. So let's bring those lovely ladies in here. Hi, girls. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. How are you, Kayla?
I'm so good. Thanks for having me.
And they have been traveling. I mean, that's what they do. Kayla was in San Francisco. Caitlin, wow, I don't know. I lost count how many places you have been in the past 2 weeks. Um, so can you tell everybody? Well, actually, we start with the drinks. And what drinks do you guys have, and where are they from? What are you guys having?
I am in a hotel room in Moncton, and they've provided me with some Jackson Triggs Cabernet Merlot. Cheers.
Ooh, yummy.
And I have a Blue Lobster vodka soda. I haven't even had it yet, and I'm already messing up my words. But it's the dragon fruit guava, and it's so
Ooh.
good. I love it.
I have a can of Maritime Express cider, the Dayliner that I'll be opening. But before we even start talking, let me pour this drink and thank you for doing this with me, girls.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers. So it's about you guys' stories and the Nova Scotia Summer. So I don't know which one you girls want to start first, but can you tell everybody how are you becoming influencers and why do you love what you do so much? I know you two love what you do, enjoy every minute of it. But yeah, would you mind share the story with everybody who's watching?
Kaylin, you go first.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Cailin O'Neal. I call myself a travel video and food blogger, and I've been doing so for the past 14 years this past May. My
Wow.
original website was called Travel Yourself and was also my YouTube channel. And I grew that for as long as I could. I'm still working on it these days, but in September 2019, I purchased NovaScotiaExplorer.com. January 2020, I started working on that website. And then March 2020 kind of solidified that that's what I would be doing for the next couple of years. And I've been having great fun doing it, exploring everything there is to see, do, and eat in Nova Scotia. I've lived here my whole life, but now I'm getting to see even more than I ever had before and the surrounding areas, hence the reason I'm in New Brunswick right now.
Talk about a pioneer and a trailblazer, right? There's Caitlin. Your turn, Kayla.
So I started blogging in 2010. So I always say that I'm like a blog dinosaur or a blog grandma because I've been doing it for a ridiculously long time. Obviously, the industry has changed a lot, and I started before Instagram even existed, if we could even imagine a time where there was no Instagram. But yeah, I started blogging, and then I started writing for Stylist Canada, which turned into Huffington Post Canada. And I started doing TV segments. And
CTV. I've
CTV,
probably seen her
shout out.
before.
Yeah. And then just kind of snowballed from there. So similar to Kaylin, I share food, fashion, beauty, and travel, and love to promote local businesses and local adventures, all the things. So I'm super excited to be here today to share all the tips.
Wow. It's so easy, like to have you two on here. Like I have not been as relaxed as tonight, like with you two there, because you guys are good at best at what you do. But let's move to the heat that we're having. My God, it's been, trust me, in my kitchen, like I've been sweating so bad in the past 2 weeks. And actually, Caitlin saw me 2 nights ago.
Yes.
I ran out in the dining room. I was covered with sweat. But anyway, well, I want you guys to show everybody what to do in our summer. And of course, it's going to our next scene. There's a picture of Carter Beach. And Kayla, let's tell everybody what is good to wear in Nova Scotia for this summer. What's the trend?
So, so the trends this summer, we're definitely leaning into like 90s, 2000s. So Cailin and I are around the same age. So a lot of the things that were really popular when, I mean, maybe I shouldn't show our age, when we were younger, we'll say, are kind of back in style again. So it might be kind of funny for us to see it come back around. So we're seeing a lot of cargo pants, a lot of fuller denim on bottom, more fitted tops on top. But I would say specifically for Nova Scotia, our weather is a little temperamental, so you kind of don't know what you're going to get. So I would suggest wearing layers and maybe planning for the weather to kind of shift on a dime, because that can happen here. Or, we might get a few really nice days and then all of a sudden it's freezing again. So for anyone, if you're packing to come here, be prepared to sort of grab a sweater when you need to, maybe a pair of pants. And then if it's really nice out, just get out there and enjoy it while it's happening.
So I mean, Kaylin, you have been all over the place, right? You were in Maine, and then now you're at Moncton. You went through different area with different weather and climate. And how do you pack when you are traveling like you are?
Well, thankfully, a lot of my travels lately have been local, so I've had my car, and you don't want to see how much stuff I have with me. Like Kayla suggests, I kind of prepared for everything. Layers are definitely key, and I've been lucky enough to swing by home to do my laundry and then hit the road again. But when I do travel abroad, I am traveling carry-on only, and you just have to learn to roll and squeeze things in, and always try to figure out the weather before you go.
Or book
Yeah.
Airbnbs with laundry.
That's a good
That's a
tip.
good hack.
Make
Yeah.
sure that's like with laundry that you can deal with, and I guess you still want to pack light, especially when you're traveling
You still have to
around.
lug it, right? So I'd rather have less so that I'm not lugging around, a super heavy suitcase, especially if you're moving from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you're just like over it. You want as little as possible.
Yeah, and have items that can work with multiple things, kind of different shirts, different pants kind of idea. Mix it.
And like packing to a pallet, so I like to try to lay everything out on the bed and kind of see what could match with other things. So always having items that can do double duty. So if you pack a pair of shorts, make sure they match a couple different tops, and vice versa with like dresses and jackets. And then I always try to pack a pair of shoes. Same thing, that kind of mix and match. That way you're maximizing every single thing in your suitcase, and you don't have to pack your whole closet.
Geez, I should remind my sister to watch this video so she's less messy that way, I guess, maybe. But
it's definitely a struggle, having to edit things down. You do have to kind of get real with yourself. And, a lot of times we think like, oh, the vacation version of me is going to want to wear this, and they're going to, do this and that, but it probably isn't going to happen. You're going to want to be comfortable. You're going to swell on the airplane. So being realistic and real with yourself, editing it down will go a long way.
But for you girls, like you guys are on the road, not just running around visiting. You guys are creating content while we go. What don't you want to bring a lot of wardrobe just to, change and all that, and how do you pack light? Like the way you guys have to create content. Like I guess I would assume you guys bring a lot.
For me personally, I'm not focused on the fashion, so I'll rewear things or don't really care about that too much. But more for probably Kayla, she probably has a lot of wardrobe changes.
I think too, sometimes like just go for bright colors and fun things, and then it works out. But also sometimes it is about the scenery, and that's okay too. Maybe the lighthouse is the focus.
Yeah, especially our weather. You never know. Like looks like this week's gonna be a lot of rain around here.
Yeah, I think it's changing Wednesday. If we can just get to Wednesday, I think it's better after that.
Okay. Well, since we are looking at background of one of the most favorite beach of Nova Scotia, can you guys talk about your favorite beach that you like to go to in our province?
There are so many, and there's so many I haven't been to yet. I personally live close to Queensland Beach, so that's always been a favorite of mine. Recently, I've been to Melmerbay Beach, which is on the Northumberland shore, and it's one of the warmest beaches in all of Nova Scotia because it's on the Northumberland Strait, and it is stunning. All of the beaches up on the Northumberland shore are just gorgeous and warmer than the Atlantic side.
I was just at Queensland yesterday, Cailin.
By my house.
It was so nice. The water was beautiful. I was concerned that it would be really cold, but it actually was super nice.
Isn't that nice? Somebody just came back from California and then go to Queensland Beach right away.
But you know what? I was in San Francisco, and it's definitely a misconception. It is freezing there. They have very similar weather to us because they're a bay and they're a microclimate. So you could literally be walking down one street and be sweating, and then turn a corner, and it feels like winter.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So we done the fashion and clothing part. Let's talk about traveling. I mean, our province are small in a way, but they're so versatile. They're different things, and I mean, you can get to Maine from here with some pretty unique transportations. And I guess Caitlin, you were just there. Can you tell everybody, hey, you can come to Maine and go to Yarmouth and all that?
Yeah, so Maine is maybe just to get to the border, 5-6 hour drive from Halifax to Boston. It's only a 10-hour drive. But if you take the Cat Ferry that departs from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, every day in the summer, it is a 2.5, 3 hour drive from Halifax to Yarmouth. Then you can stay overnight at a Rod hotel like this one, and then bright and early depart on the Cat Ferry at 9:30 a.m. for just a 3.5 hour boat ride down to Bar Harbor, Maine. The boat goes unbelievably fast. We were in the fog most of the time, unfortunately, on my trip, but it was so fast and it was quite the experience. You can do a lot of things on board. They have trivia or live music, a bunch of food options from the Sip Cafe, which are based out of Yarmouth. And then you end up right in Bar Harbor, which is the most adorable little town, however, quite expensive. So go and see some things there and then head out and explore the rest of Maine where the prices are a bit better and eat all kinds of lobster, which is what I did. I think I was driving through Maine from Bar Harbor down to Boston for about 4 or 5 days, and I ate just as many lobster rolls, and they were delicious. But it's a great way to, explore somewhere a little different outside of Nova Scotia, and it's a great way to get there by ferry. And then you just take the ferry departs at 3:30 p.m. You get back in around 7:30 p.m. Halifax time. And yeah, it's a great, fun little adventure. Definitely do it for at least a couple of nights.
And so you're driving your car onto the ferry, right?
That's correct, yep.
Which is awesome because it really gives you a break from driving, because I've definitely done that drive to Boston and it takes me longer because of bathroom breaks.
Yeah, it gives you a really nice break, and then you can also get some of that cheap American gas.
Yeah.
That worked
and
too.
Like you said, do like the trivia and have fun on the boat. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
that's actually a lot faster than I expected. It was 3.5 hours.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize it was that fast.
Yeah,
and then with the hour time change, you get another hour going. So
yeah, that's true. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that we live in the future.
Yeah.
So, okay, the summer is here. So what region of the province you guys recommend people, hey, if I'm going to be coming in the summer, of course, the Halifax waterfront is one of the things, but
a given.
Anywhere else out of the province that you think people should travel to? I mean, Lunenburg, that different county, and stuff
I'm
that.
biased with Cape Breton, obviously. That's where I grew up, so I always say Cape Breton. And speaking of beaches, I love Port Hood Beach in Cape Breton. It's definitely the warmer of the beaches too, because it's kind of like a little bit of a inlet and a cove, and it's beautiful, sandy, so great if you have kids because it doesn't get deep for a really, really long time. So you kind of don't have to worry about tides and things, which is definitely a concern at some of our beaches here. But yeah, I say Cape Breton, of course, but I'm biased, I will admit.
And Halifax waterfront is amazing these days with the salt yard area and the extended piers and everything. There's so much stuff to do down there with all the markets and everything. Obviously, everywhere from Peggy's Cove to Lunenburg is extremely popular in the summertime. And however, if you want to get away from all of those crowds, I definitely recommend heading to the Yarmouth area again, even if you're not taking the Cat Ferry. There are a lot of great things to see and do there. Some really great lighthouses as well, including the Cape Horseshoe Lighthouse, which you can actually climb about 75 steps, I believe, to the top and get some amazing views. They also have some retired fishermen that hang out near the wharfs that you can go and meet, and they'll show you how lobster traps work and tell you all about what lobster
so
fishermen
authentic.
do. Yeah, it's really cool. And then another part of our province that isn't visited nearly enough is the Eastern Shore. So past Lawrencetown Beach and past Martinique, just continue going. You can go to Clam Harbor where you can actually dig clams yourself. You can visit the village there that replicates the 1940s, and they can show you all kinds of cool things. It's kind of like Sherbrooke Village, but only, how many, 20, 80, 60, 80 years ago, and see how Nova Scotia used to be. And then there's a lot of great places to stay along the Eastern Shore, and there are some stunning parks to hike around and beaches to see, like Taylorhead Provincial Park as well. So
yeah, the beaches there are stunning.
We've got 13,000 kilometers of coastline and an unlimited amount of beaches. So pretty much just hit the road, take the slower roads, and just drive around.
See, anyone who's watching should thank me already. The information that I get that two girls to show you guys is unheard of. I should be ashamed of myself. I've been here since, well, I don't mind to expose my age. I'm not Kayla, but I've been here since 92, and I have not even been to those places.
Oh my
you
goodness.
Need to go. We're going to make
you don't have time. You need a vacation.
Yeah, you work too much.
Badly. But no, I feel bad because all those places that Cailin just mentioned, all this time I haven't get to experience myself. And that's why having them here is such a good thing because they will show you where to go. So, but our province is so nice, right? Like you have every bit of everything, right? I mean, like every weather, every season, you have something to do. In the summer,
our outdoor sports are amazing. Like
nice beaches.
Even sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say to Kaylin's point earlier about the waterfront. Like there are so many activities to do with the waterfront. So even if you're just here for a really short period of time and maybe you don't have a car and you can't do all of the extra things, like you can rent bikes on the waterfront, you can rent scooters. There are so many boat experiences, which I would totally recommend if you can get out on the water in like any capacity. I highly recommend. Like Jay Farwell, Ambassadors has a bunch of different ones. It's just a really great way to see the city. Honestly, if you don't even have the budget, just take the ferry to Dartmouth. That is an experience in and of itself, and it's like the best $2 you'll spend. I think. Oh, yeah. Inflation.
But it's true though. But everything's booming. You really look at Dartmouth, like the growing in the past few years. It's been incredible. Like, around that waterfront and pretty much just move across the harbor. It's incredible what's happening in Halifax area right now with the amount of restaurant opening up and stuff like that. It just, the scene is just changing every
Almost
single day.
We need to slow down.
Well, you don't want to hear my opinion about it.
Another podcast for another day.
Nope, that's another topic for another day. You don't want to hear me rant, right? So it's about positive here. It's about a good story here.
Yeah.
So since we start the food scene, well, we are moving to something that I directly related to. Of course, we have the great Lunenburg waterfront in the background that the girls talk about, and let's move to food. how would I start it? Like I always scared. I was thinking about how to talk to you guys about this, but because I had to kind of avoid my own restaurant, so and let's say your favorite restaurant in each county.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think.
Uh-huh.
Since mentioned Yarmouth, I think we need to talk about Barrington because that's just pretty close to there. And I
Hmm.
love, and I think Cailin would agree with me, the Captain Cat's place there is so good. Her and I both love a lobster roll.
Mhm.
And then across from that is Dan's Ice Cream, and I just think it's like the cutest. Like to do both of them, I would say those are up there for me.
That's a good tips, guys. Write it down.
Write it down, make a list.
What about Caitlin?
In the Yarmouth area, I really like Tuscan Falls Brewing. In the summer,
they have one here.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, there's one in Halifax now, but yeah, in the summer or fall, they have a creamsicle beer, which is out of this world. They also make really good smash burgers, and then not too far from them in Yarmouth, Chef Ivan knows, is Honeybees, and it is made by Chef Sonia Park. And she just makes unreal, delicious food, really good sushi. She even has poutine sushi, which is so delicious. She does a lot of bubble teas and other great food down there. If we're in the Lunenburg area, I really love Beach Pea, and that's a fancier restaurant. It's owned by the same company that owns Bar Sabia, Saltbox, the Fish Shack, and the Oyster Bar there. And they have
Chef Salvador. Martin, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
good.
they have
So good.
the best lobster. I think it's a linguine. It is out of this world. I just had that recently on my birthday. And let's see, on the Eastern Shore, there's
We
actually
need to develop that area a bit more. I feel like
they do need, yeah. But
that area is probably the one that's like, I wish there was a bit more there. So if anyone wants to open a restaurant, that's the place to do it.
Yeah. There's a motel there, though, that, what's that motel called, Kayla? Marmalade, yeah. And
It's so cute.
When you book a stay there, you can actually include food boxes for dinner or for breakfast or just sweets and treats. And just their little charcuterie boxes that they'll put together for you. So delicious.
Yeah, and it's very Instagram friendly. The motel backdrops and everything, it's really cute.
It's a really great little motel.
Yeah.
And then Northumberland Shore area, I recently had some really great food there because I actually did a food trip, and there's on my website, novascotiaexplorer.com, there's a whole food post for that area. But you have to get Pictou County pizza when you're there, or people will get very mad at you if you don't try it.
It's on your bingo card. You got to do it.
Yeah, and New Glasgow in general, there was a place called Shoebox Cantina, which was really great. And just down the road from that, there was also an Asian fusion restaurant. Its name is escaping me, but they had some delicious food as well. And then let's see, the Wolfville area.
Mm-hmm. So many there.
Yeah.
Noodle Guy. The Noodle Guy is good in Wolfville.
Oh yeah, I haven't been to the Noodle Guy yet, but the Church Brewing has great chicken burgers. Lightfoot and Wolfville has great pizzas.
Yep.
And even just Troy's a really great Greek restaurant.
Oh, I love their little dip platter, mezza platter thing. Oh, it's so good. Mm-hmm. And Luckett's has really good chowder, so you can go there for lunch when you're going to the different wineries.
Yeah. And then I guess in Cape Breton, I would say Labrie in Cheticamp.
Cheticam's so good.
Great food.
Yeah, eat there once.
Yep.
And then am I missing a county?
Dancing Moose on the Cabot Trail is so good. Mm-hmm. Dancing Moose, their breakfast, oh my gosh, so delicious.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend that one.
And if you want oat cakes, I recommend Farmer's Daughter or the Clucking Hen on the Cabot Trail. Yeah.
Yep. Or the Cedar House in Bredor if you get to that part.
All right.
Yeah, they have really good baked goods. Their bread in general, if you just go there and order a sandwich, it is so good.
Yeah.
We have so many good restaurants in
Nova Scotia. It's unlimited.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's hard to make a bad choice. I mean, yeah.
Oh, by the way, just reiterate all those names you guys mentioned. Sonia will be my guest the next episode.
Oh, nice.
From Honeybee.
Amazing.
Sonia will be doing the next one with me. A lot of people doesn't realize the backstory of Sanya, but her brother is Chef Antonio Park from
Mm-hmm.
Food Network.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we're gonna focus on her story. Like how she end up in Yarmouth and all that. But I told Caitlin already we'll be doing a collapse at her place. I'll be going up to Yarmouth on August 28th. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing a dinner together.
Oh, that's really fun.
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
so we'll be doing a dinner together August 28th and at Honeybee's. I have her kimchi. It's
Oh,
kind
I
of
love
funny.
kimchi. Oh, I love
Gabby was up there. I was like, of course, I didn't say anything. I was like, Gabby, like, can you stop by Honeybee and get me a jug of kimchi? So she didn't know who she was. She didn't know I know her. I just sent my sister in there, grab a bottle of kimchi, and then as soon as I get it, I took a picture. I sent it to Sonia. I said, "Look at what I'm having now." She was like, "How the heck you get it?" I
That's
was like, "Wow."
amazing.
I kind of sent a spy quietly there. Who
You're like,
was
I
it?
have my ways.
Yeah. He was like, oh,
That's awesome.
that Chinese girl today. I was like, yeah, that was my sister. So Gabby sneak in there and get a bottle of kimchi for me, and they're incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like she really have heart on cooking, and that's what I kind of know her. Actually, I know her through Elisa LeBlanc, our master chef, and
Mm-hmm.
we kind of talk, and then she come to the restaurant, had my food, and we start been talking since. And but no, she will be my guest in the next episode, and
Can you buy her kimchi locally at all, or is it only in Yarmouth?
only in Yarmouth. But she run out all the
She needs
time.
to sell it here. She needs to
She was she was at my
expand.
restaurant 2 weeks ago on a Sunday. I was like, "Oh, where's the kimchi?" She's like, "Yeah, I would have bought you some, but I sold out."
Oh, yeah, that could be it too. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and but they're good. They're really done right, and you guys know how much I love good food, and her food is just. I don't want to be critique anybody, but no, Honeybees is a good place.
Delicious.
Worth the
What
trip.
about? Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and what about Halifax? Oh, watch what you say, girls. No.
My
Oh,
favorite. I don't. I
name. Let's say name top five, Kaylin. I don't want to put you guys in the spot. Okay, don't
It's
rank
so
them.
tough. It's so tough because you're like, okay, I always say, what kind of food are you looking for? What kind of experience are you looking for? What kind of budget? Like whenever anyone asks me a
Wow,
question,
that's a pro talking, guys.
I literally follow it up with like 5 extra questions just so I can
Mhm.
like narrow it down because maybe my favorite food is not your favorite food, right? So it is so tricky, but we obviously need to shout out the Orient because it is so good.
fantastic.
And
Okay, here we go.
everyone needs to go.
The best egg rolls, freshly made every day by
Egg
hand.
rolls. I wish I was eating one right now.
Well, you missed the dinner 2 days ago,
Oh,
so
I
I don't know,
know.
Kaylin.
I know. Next time. I'll be there. You know.
But yeah, give me a few names. Give a few shout out for a couple of those restaurants
Well,
that you guys think need to be recognized.
I've always loved Il Mercato, and like the Bertozzi group can kind of not
Yeah.
do anything wrong. But their
It's so
chicken,
consistent.
yeah,
Mhm.
their
They're
chicken, their chicken focaccia sandwich is out of this world. It's just avocado pancetta, a spicy aioli, and roasted chicken on their focaccia. It's just, it's my go-to all the time. That's one of my tops.
And the service is great. So, like, you feel good suggesting it to people because you know that they're going to get the same experience. And I think that that's definitely something to take away from their popularity and why they get recommended so much. And it is that consistency. You know, you're going to get the same meal every single time. the same really great service. Like, I have a friend who's been a server there for like 10 plus years. Like, it's wild. But I think that it really goes a long way, and I think that's one of the things that is like a key to their success. But also, the food is just so good.
Well, but they are running an empire there in Halifax.
Yeah.
All those
Oh, yeah.
restaurants they have,
It's
like
it's a
Amano,
well-oiled
Bicycle
machine.
Thief,
Yeah.
and
And the penny
Yeah.
circles.
Nebraska,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah. Oh, the pizza at La Fresca is really good.
yeah. I almost went and worked there.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of, long story, I kind of didn't like the concept when they first started. I
You gotta
almost
get your
went and worked
groove,
there.
you know. You never know what it's like in the
No,
beginning.
no, but
Yeah.
they are building an empire, and then
Yeah.
and the food is. You guys are absolutely right, because you cannot go wrong. Go to any other producers group's restaurant, because they have everything down to the T, and it's kind of nice that Cailin brought out avocado, because it's one of the very first restaurant of the group, and that's where the staple is, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's a really good recommendation. Kayla, your turn. I have to get something out of her now. Like, you know.
Sorry.
I would say I have been liking Bar Sophia. Like, those Brussels sprouts are just so good, and I love the space and the drinks and all of that. It's just a fun vibe, especially if you can sit outside on the waterfront and all of that. And then right next door, it's really cute. There's a new ice cream place that opened called Fog Company, and it definitely is very Instagrammable. You know, you get an ice cream and it has cotton candy all around it, so it looks like your ice cream is in this, you know, giant cloud, and maybe it's ridiculous and whatever, but I love it, and I think it's an experience if nothing else, and fun. It's just like fun to see new concepts and different things. So those two side by side I think are fun. You can go have a couple drinks and then go get an ice cream.
But it's kind of funny. Like, I really think the food industry really changed lately. The food is almost taking a back door right now. It's the presentation, is the experience that matters. I guess I'm really old school, like, you know, what I do, but on the other hand, like, you can see all those creative things, which is more trendy stuff, is really taking the lead in the industry right now, which Halifax, like whole Nova Scotia, is crazy what's going on. I mean, who do you think a little town like Yarmouth, you have a restaurant like Honeybee? I mean, Sanya is actually have some real traditional Korean barbecue table being shipped from Korea right now.
Wow.
That's amazing. I love that for Yarmouth. Can we just say that? That's amazing.
I don't know if I spoil anything, but she was back in Korea, and she actually bought some table directly from Korea. Is in the process of shipment getting to Yarmouth.
Very cool.
So we will end up have a traditional Korean barbecue in
love that.
Yarmouth, which you don't even have run do right in Halifax on the barbecue yet. And imagine that is in Yarmouth. Like, it's incredible. If you look at our province, you have Chef Martin Salvador down there in Lunenburg creating all those amazing things.
Yeah.
In Kentville, you have Cumin, you have all those that, you know, Chef Jason Lynch is doing. It's so many people is doing some amazing thing. A lot of people look at us as like, oh my God, you're in Nova Scotia. That's so far. Like, is it really cold and not much happening there? Man, if you enjoy the environment and food, we do not take second place from Toronto.
I
A lot of
agree.
people doesn't realize that how good quality the average of the food is in Nova Scotia is pretty incredible. I mean, I was in Toronto back in March. I was there for 3 days. I went to a few restaurants, and I can tell you, other than 2 places that I've been to, the rest of them, I can find restaurant better than their food in a heartbeat. right? I mean, the other two restaurants was kind of hard to say. Like one of them is Antonio Park at 51st floor or Manulife. So you kind of oversee the whole Toronto light scene, and it was incredible. But then I tried so many big names. It's kind of like, yeah, we have better in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
have
love
better
that
in
for us.
Halifax. You know, it's incredible. Like a lot of people doesn't realize how good and how much good chefs is around here. Like just to name a few, and no, like it's definitely worth coming to Nova Scotia if you like food and you like that nice environment. We have it all here.
I
I
think
You
so
will.
know,
too.
I will add another one of my favorite spots lately is called Radish Chicken, and it's just on Yonge Street by the Pure and Simple, across from the Superstore. And I I'm not sure. I mean, it's Asian. I think it's Chinese. I'm
it
not.
is Chinese.
Yeah, and they have just chicken cutlets that are the size of your head, that are like beaten, flattened, and they're deep fried and panko crumbed. They come with a side of fries and a drink, and it's $10. And they
Mm.
just the chicken's just on the skewer, and they just give you a glove to eat it with. And it's so huge, and it's such a big portion, and it is made fresh, and it is so delicious and so affordable. And that is one of my top places. I go there like almost too much now. It's
I
very delicious.
That
I need
place
to
have
come with
been
you.
trying to open for a while. That place was renovating, I would say, good 6 months,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the writing outside is Chinese,
yeah.
but I didn't know what they were gonna serve. Right
It's
from
mostly
from
all
what
fried chicken things.
for what you were just described, Kaylin, that is a
Mhm.
Taiwanese thing.
Okay.
Oh,
There
Okay,
you go.
and they will beat the chicken to like paper thin, and then they just batter it, and yeah, it's a pretty popular Taiwanese street
Oh,
food.
and it's so affordable too, like which is hard to find in Halifax these days. Yeah.
Yeah,
you have to
it's
take it when
hard.
it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it's so hard right now because of the inflations. I mean, what can you do, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
And
across the board. Yeah, for sure.
well,
And
same
then
thing.
yeah, and then just next to them is also Kajang Thai, which I've only been introduced to in the past year or so.
Hmm.
And their Thai food, I feel like Chef Golf is as passionate as you are, Ivan, about his food and how he does everything. He has a special way to make the mangoes fry as fresh as possible. He only uses the freshest ingredients, and his Thai food is just out of this world as well. So if you guys haven't been there yet, I highly recommend that as well.
No, I haven't. I love Thai food. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I know my sister would go there quite a
Yeah.
few times, but I never been there myself. I
I
know
think you
Gabby
and
went
I
there.
think you and his and Chef Golf and his wife A would get along very well.
Okay, maybe I
Instant
just
best
stop by.
friends.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll stop by. But
Yeah.
no, never eat there. But it's so many hidden gems. But
Yeah.
everybody needs to thank people like Kayla and Caitlin, find out all those tips and show you guys where the good stuff is. And
Hmm.
okay, this is gonna be personal now. They are gonna think I'm saying it purposely in front of you two, but you two, how would I put it? I have a speech I prepared to describe you two.
Oh.
Of course, I have been cooking for what? My God, like 16 years now in the food industry professionally. I see how the internet, like, and I used to be a computer programmer, so I kind of see how all those come about, and I see how influencer become important in our industry in the past what 5 6 years. I don't know. I kind of worry about saying something to piss off my sister, but there is so many so-called influencer put up the same content nonstop. Sorry, you're gonna hate me now. I think there is influencer that lasts a long time like you two because you two really invest to it to create content that you keep creating everything. You know, like Caitlin, you are traveling in all those places, Kayla is the same thing, and then all her fashion stuff she does on CTV. A lot of people doesn't realize how much work it involves. Rather than there is so much influencer. Okay, they're gonna lock my restaurant now, but anyway, uh, you go to eat at this place, copy and paste. Here's my post today. Not say they're bad, but I just want to distinct how you two stand out from the rest of them. You two really create content that is creative, represent yourself, and that's what you believe in. And that's why I love you two so much is rather than, okay, I'll go to this restaurant and copy it. No, nothing wrong with that. That's what people do these days. But I just eat a meal. All right, here's a couple pictures.
Well, we feel the same way about you. I
Mm-hmm.
think that when you're creating your food and you're telling us about it and all of the things that go on behind the scenes, we feel the exact same way about you. So
We can
you
taste.
make
We can
you
taste
make our
your
job
passion.
easy.
But I guess that's why we get along because we are creator. We have
Mm-hmm.
passion of what we do, and that's one of the most important thing for me is, if I always say if somebody gonna stop me do what I do, I'll go back to the hotels. I work at hotels, so here's your menu. You do the same thing every day. I'll go work franchise. Yes, it's bored to death, but not for somebody like to create.
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody say, "Hey, Kayla, you just go to this 10 restaurant in the next month and just make me a post about the food," and how would you feel, right? It's like, nah, I want to do things my own way, right? And that's what you two stand out like from the rest of them. It's just because I always say you guys create the most honest and the most relatable content for everybody. And I think the food industry to think influencer like you guys for, especially through the pandemic, how difficult it is, and have you guys pretty much in the background to help us. And thank you. I
Thank
really have
you.
to say
Yeah, we want to help.
it's a lot of people doesn't realize how much work it involves, right? And I mean, somebody like me, I have to pretty much beg my sister to do the content for me because I'm not good at it.
You're paying her a good rate, right?
Yeah, I wish I could, but no, like thankful for that. My sister is pretty decent in that. I was like,
Oh, she's so good. Yeah, she's
I'm
really good.
yes, my sister. Jeez, Kayla, here we go again.
I love her content.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, but I know Caleb was like, yeah, Gabby should quit her job.
I do. I've told her that.
I used to work at the hospital too, so I'm gunning for her as well. So
Yeah, but,
whatever
oh my
makes her
God,
happy,
like,
whatever makes her happy.
Don't get me involved into that. Remember, that's my sister. I may get into trouble for that. But no, I like really honestly, like you guys done so much for the industry and for the province in a way that people need to recognize, how much sweat. I mean, especially you guys traveling, driving with the gas and all that. My God, Cailin, the money you spend on gas must be it's hard to even think about how much you spend. Like,
Yeah, especially the past couple weeks.
it must be insane. Like she went to Maine, come back, and
Yeah.
now she's in Moncton. Like she's driving every day.
Well, thankfully the cat did help save me a couple tanks, but yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good point, actually. Yeah, it would save you gas, so that's important to factor
But then you
into
have
the
to pay
price.
for your ticket though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's important to factor into the price.
How
for
much
sure.
is the ticket to take the car there?
I think it's. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but could it be like maybe 200 one way?
That's not bad.
But that's with a car, so you can also walk on for cheaper, or more people in your car makes the price cheaper, obviously. Too.
Oh, that's good to know.
That's good to know. Yeah, like I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Like if you're a
like
family.
2 free tank of gas. I mean, for myself, if I drive a 7-seater, my God, that's 200 is nothing.
Yeah. If you fill it up. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
All the more reason to make a plan and know where you're going and make a list of all the things that you want to do so you maximize it as much as possible. Read our blog post.
The funny thing is, like, people just need to go to you guys' site and pick up all those tips and how much money they will save, how much more enjoyable is going to be their trip. So they don't have to like a lost puppy running around. Oh, where should I go next? Where should I go next? Hey, you have all your
Totally.
guidance there. Like you don't,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
there's so many too. There's so many posts and things, especially even just on Instagram and TikTok. There's no shortage of information if you want to look for it, right?
hmm So actually, we have our first giveaway. I'm gonna change the screen into a reel.
Exciting! We need like a drum roll.
I have a bunch. Oh, you want a drum roll? There you go, Kayla, just for
How did
you.
you do that so fast?
But
So impressed.
so we have a bunch of names that been comment liking the little podcast so far, and we're gonna do a draw. And the winner, I'll be contacting them, and you see the picture down there. There is a bunch of stuff from Subaru Halifax, so I'll contact the person, and they can just go grab it, or if they whatever prefer, they want to come to my restaurant to pick them up. But so I'm gonna do it a little funny. You guys see the little arrow there pointing the winner?
Yep.
One of you guys have to tell me up or down how many space. So the winner will be the one come up the reel. So right now, Alisa is up 2 slot.
Okay.
So that is the actual winner. Because I don't want people to say, oh, chef, you guys set up. So you guys gonna tell me.
So we'll tell you, and then you'll spin it, and then you'll count up.
Yeah, and the count ups or down. So
Okay, what number should we pick, Cailin?
it's up to you guys.
7.
God, you made me count a lot.
Okay,
Up
do we go
or down?
Up or down? Up or down? Up is positive. Maybe we'll go up.
Sure.
So
20,
up
25.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna spin the reel now.
Okay.
One
This is so
second.
exciting. Let's go. Okay.
Okay, 1,
Oh, sorry to hurt.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Womp womp.
6. Oh my God, Chef Terry.
Yeah.
Terry from Mepitora. So I'm gonna
Oh, I
talk
love
to Chef
Mepitora.
Terry about it. I mean, that's another spot with amazing food.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
so
been
good
there
there.
yet.
Yes.
Chef Terry
haven't?
is going to be one of my guests next season.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll be letting Terry know that some Subaru swag is waiting for him, and
How exciting.
yeah, it's we'll be doing that, and I mean the next 2 episodes is crazy. Like I said earlier, Sanya will be doing the next one, and then we'll have one more after that for the first season. We have Ellie Black doing that one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, it's like she is like she's like the sweetest person ever.
And so talented. Like I
Oh my God.
cannot. I cannot with what she does with her body. It's
We will be.
dedication.
I will be. Hey, me is about food, Kayla, right? I will be talking. I want to talk about how her diet as a gymnast, what she eat, how she eat.
Yeah,
And
like
of
what
course,
fuels it and yeah, all that.
yeah, she traveled the world, represent a country, so she experienced food all over the world. I really think having her to finish my season 1 would be a
It's gonna be
perfect
good.
person.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah. And she's so
And-
lovely.
Oh yeah,
I adore her.
she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
So may I steal a few minutes from you guys' time to talk about next season?
Yeah, please. This is your show. What are you asking us for?
Oh, you guys are the guests. It's about you too, right? And I already have season 2. I'm taking August off, and I'll kind of spend some time with the family and kids, and then we're gonna start. I think September 11th, on a Monday. Well, we'll start with an influencer like I've been doing. Early Peak. Peak will be starting the next season.
Nice.
He's so fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Me and him
he's
is
so
gonna
fun.
be like a comedy show, right? So we will have Pete start the next season, and I have 7 guests already. Well, Chef Terry will be one of them. I'll be talking to Cody LeBlanc, one of my favorite mixologists. I will have Gina Lockett from Lockett Winner.
She's
I
great.
will have Rebecca Hicks from DIYmom.ca. Well, we're going to have Chef Alain, tequila chef himself. And then I'm going to have Anna Almeida from CTV Morning Live.
Awesome.
So I'm still adding to the list, but it's pretty amazing. And okay. I was thinking about not pressuring you, Kayla, but I have a thought too that I'm going to try to drag my sister into this, and we're going to do one episode with Kayla and my sister talk fashion. And that's
It'll be
my
fun.
plan.
We just have to convince her.
Oh, well, she listened to YouTube better than me, so Kayla, you might need to message her. Say, hey, your brother want to do this,
You already announced it, so I think it
No,
has
I
to
haven't
happen.
announced it. I'm just saying I can ask her. I don't tell her what to do, Kayla. Don't get me into trouble. But anyway, well, really thank you for you guys to help me doing this tonight. I had a blast. Like, listen to you guys, and it's about sharing story, like showing everybody how much information you two can provide about province, about lifestyle around here, where to eat, where to travel, what to see. So if anyone's watching and planning to come to Nova Scotia, go look up those ladies' content, because you will be saving yourself a lot of hassle, and you're going to make your trip a lot more enjoyable. Again, thank you very much to do this with me. And you girls have anything else to want to share with the audience before we head out?
I just want to say thank you so much to you for always being so kind and inviting us to your restaurants and sharing, Chinese New Year with us and everything that we've gotten to do with you. And thank you for having us here.
Can't do it without you two.
I echo everything that Cailin says. And I would say too that for the people watching, if you're looking at our content and for whatever reason you can't find what you're looking for, and I know I'm speaking for Cailin as well, but feel free to message us. We're not scary people. We will answer. We're very good at answering our DMs, so feel free to jump in there anytime or comment on things. We're always happy to help.
Well, like there's your website looking at your screen right now, and you can look them up in Instagram pretty easy. And again, well, thanks for everything, girls, and have a good night. And I'm gonna move to the screen to the next week. Thank you.
Thank you.